Welcome to the Take Two with Tonia podcast with your host, Tonia Myers. This is a space for women 50 years and older to create the life we have always wanted and dreamed of. On this podcast, expect to have your mind expanded, your spirits uplifted, and your soul encouraged. We will explore the self-development journey of others and pull from it the gems needed for our own self-transformation. Hi, everybody. This is Tonia Myers with Take Two with Tonia, coming here today for another wonderful and exciting show. We have a great guest on here today that we're going to learn a whole lot of stuff from. So ladies, grab your pens, grab your papers, take notes, listen intently so that you can get all the nuggets that you can get and see that you have the power to design and reimagine your own life. It is never too late. And my guest today is a living proof of that. She is here to share with us what she has done in this during this pandemic, what she's done and how she's recreated some things in her life and set some things up. So I can't wait to hear her story. I can't wait for her to share it with you all. And without further ado, I'm going to shut up and introduce my friend. Her name is Shewanna Brown. And
hello.
She is the owner. Hey, Shewanna. She's the owner of Shewanna Design U. I don't know why I do that dance, but I like that. Shewanna Design U, girl. Hey, Shewanna, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on, being a guest and sharing with the people. Yeah. We all appreciate it. We like to go ahead and share our message to everyone and let women know, empower our sisters to let them know that, hey, you too can be great, because we out here being great in these internet streets, right? You know?
That's right.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what your business is?
Yes. Okay. So my business, I'm the owner, Shewanna Brown of Shewanna Design U LLC. And in my business, we do embroidery. We just do custom apparel. We actually do sewing as well. So we sew too, you know, like when we do our Instagram tag and we post on, we said we sew too, because we do sew. Now, right now we only sew children clothes, but we do sew. And we sew blankets, children blankets. But how it all started is probably I would say about 15 years ago. My son played Little League sports. And so everyone knows in Little League sports that, you know, everybody got to have their mom's shirt. Yes. And, you know, so they would order shirts in bulk with the team logo already on it. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want my shirt to just be average. So I would cut my shirt and I would bedazzle my shoes and stuff. And so all of the parents would walk up and say, hey, girl, can you do my shirt? And I would say, no. I said, no, I work a full-time job.
You done knocked my head off.
I would literally tell them, I was like, no, I have a full-time job. I'm a single mom. And no, I don't have time. And they were like, oh, do you want to start a business with this? And I'd be like, no. I said, I don't have time. I'm in school. I'm a mom. And so I would then a couple of people that were my close friends, I would do theirs or whatever. But I would just turn the people down and said, no. I just did this for me. And I'll be like, no, I just did this for me. Like, I don't want to do this for a living. I don't want a business of this. So I was like, this is time consuming. So as the years went on, and, you know, life happens or whatever, I would just buy shirts from people. And then I'll just be looking, I'm like, okay, looks like that's 2 separate color vinyls. And well, why they didn't bring that over just a little bit? Or, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, I could have just done my own and I wouldn't even had this issue, but I was like, no, I don't have time. So probably during the pandemic, and I was out. Okay, so I got another promotion on my job. And there was this lady, thank you. It was 2 years ago, and there was a lady in there. And when we all started together. So we started new in a training class, and she would be like, other regions employees, I didn't mean to say that. Other employees would be like, well, girl, I need to get a shirt order. I need to get a shirt order. And she was like, okay, I have your order ready. And then when I went to her like webpage, Instagram, I was like, wow, she's like really doing these shirts and things. She's doing really good. She said, well, now if you buy you a Cricut, I'll teach you. And I was like, what is a Cricut? So store, and I'm like, hey, do y'all know what a cricket is? I've never heard of that before. I'm searching online, like, what is a cricket? I don't even know what that is. Is that the right name? You know, like,
right.
so she said, so I got the cricket. I went to Joann's, and pink is my favorite color. That's why my business is pink. And I like pink. Oh, yes. Yes. Take two has pink. Yes. And so Joann's had like a bundle. They had a Rose Cricket Explorer Air 2.
Okay.
And I said, wow. Oh, I don't know if I want to pay $200 for something that's going to get dust. Because I know me. I would start it and I'd be like, oh, I'm bored. I don't want to do that. I don't like that. So
we were both doing photography.
Yeah. My camera got dust on it.
I use mine, but
I'm going to pull it back out. I had told myself, I said, I'm going to pull this camera back out because people be asking me, do you still do photography? And I'm like, no, you don't see a camera on nothing, but I guess I can take my own pictures. So
right.
I'm going to pull it back out, but I'm going to pull it out and find the instructions again. Like,
right.
Because I've lost all that. So during the pandemic, what I would do is my coworkers would say, well, you know what, we're going to give you, you can practice on us. Now we're going to pay you, but can you make this and can you make that? So I was like, oh Lord, this is where the fear come in. Cause I'm like, dude, now I hope they don't want my stuff to be like hers. Now she's been doing this 4 years and I'm just starting. And so I would produce it. She'll show me, she was like, all you got to do is just do this and put it in Cricut Design Space. Oh, you can do that. That's easy. So I would do a little things. And I was like, okay, God, well, now I'm doing some stuff, but I need just a little bit of more creativity because I guess I wrestled with, I don't want to be like everybody else. Right. I don't want to produce the same type of shirts that she produced. And then I started doing my research. And then what I did understand, but you have to settle it, that just because it's the same thing, nobody does it the way you do it.
Correct.
Like just because we're all doing shirts, only Shewanna Design you can do shirts this way.
Correct.
So it is your spin because whatever your process is, that's the way you do it. So it is different.
Right.
You know, maybe the same concept, but it's still different. So I said, okay. So I was doing a couple of things and then I did some more research and it seemed like everybody was like, well, we don't just do everything. We find what our niche is.
Right.
Like, okay, now Lord, that's a whole nother 2 years right there trying to find what my niche is. So I started getting mostly orders from the coworkers of cups and mugs and just like shot glasses and stuff. And I said, okay, this might be my niche. I'm like, okay, I like this. And then, you know, I was getting like little orders here and there. Then I kind of stopped again. So then I brought a embroidery machine. So I was like, okay, I got the concept. See, I was already getting bored because I said, I got the concept of the Cricut and that vinyl. Oh, that's boring me. Okay, let's move on to something else. So I'm already researching the next thing to buy.
Right.
So I bought a PE 800 embroidery machine. So I said, it sat there for probably about 3-4 weeks. And then I started looking at people on Facebook. I was like, they said, made with my PE 800. I said, okay, Lord, I got to have some oomph in me to get it going, the PE 800. And I think that's another thing. So then another thing I'm wrestling with now, what's my niche? And secondly, what created, because I was like, okay, God, I just don't really feel like I have enough creativity. Me, now I'm a researcher, I'm a learner and a reader. That does not tap into the creativity world because I'm like, these people are just creating great things. So I'm like, okay, now it's another little piece of fear in there because I'm like, if a customer comes and say, what can you design for me? I don't know what to do because I need to see something.
Right.
So, and then I said, okay, well, we can create this and we can put this together. So I wrestled with that a little bit. So the P800 had dust on it. It didn't get nothing done. I did one little butterfly, which was a sample butterfly. And then after that, I ended up in September, you know, I had neck surgery. So next surgery, that set me back because I didn't do nothing with that. But while I was having neck surgery, I was still buying stuff for the business. So I said, okay, well, it's time to probably buy something else. And then I said, you know what? this me still trying to find what the niche is. So I done bought a Cricut, I bought a PE 800, then I bought a sublimation printer. I said, because people are saying sublimation is where it's at. You know, you can sub on something. See, now I'm going again. I'm still just getting.
I drew the line at that. I was like, I am not getting that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
So I ended up getting a sublimation printer. Okay, it worked. You know, and they were saying that with a sublimation printer, you can't let it just sit there. You need at least print every other week or once a month so the ink won't dry out. Right. So I got it into sublimation. I bought a couple of cups and mugs, but I ended up using a convectional oven. So it was like, if it goes 6 minutes, it may produce some good. And I got one good item here. I said, I don't like that. I don't pay for a sublimation printer now. I don't really like that. So then I said, okay, what is the next thing? So I said, well, let me get a mug press. So I ended up getting a 6-in-1 mug press from Heat Press Nation. Okay. And I said, and so when I started printing and wrapping the mugs and put it in the mug press, it was a gold mine. I said, I think my niche is coming back to these cups and mugs.
I'm gonna need the mug. I need a mug so we can talk when we finish. I need mugs.
I got you covered. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, oh Lord, here we go again. Okay, now I got some mugs, but now I'm wrestling with, okay, is anybody buying it? I don't have a website because the websites are expensive. I said, you know what? I'm just do hearsay, you get some orders and here and there. And then I was like probably in January, February, getting a couple of orders or whatever. So I said, I'm going to just take this period to just do some research to basically learn each one of these things and what they do. Because maybe if I learn what the sublimation can do, what endless possibilities here, as well as the P800, maybe I'll have some to want to do it.
Right.
So we're going in January and February. And then I just had to settle with myself. If you're going to do it, you got to do it. You got to do it whether you're afraid or whether you're shaking in your boots. If this is what you really want, you're going to have to push past your head and do it. Okay. Because I'm a person where I don't like to be in the forefront. You don't have to say that it was done by me. I've gotten paid. You enjoyed it and you love it. And we can move on. I don't need to be, no one don't need to know who the owner is. But then that's another thing. You have to eventually... You have to be confident. I heard LeBron James say, he said, they said, so how is it that when you go out on the court to play basketball, you play well? He said, because before I step on the court, I settle that I am the king.
Yes.
And he said, I'm King James. So when I step on the court, I've already settled in myself that I'm King James. So because I have settled that, I can go and do what I'm supposed to do, which is to play basketball and to play great basketball. I said, that's interesting. Then I heard Jay-Z was sitting with him around the table and he said the same thing. They said, so, you the rap king and you go out there and, he's known for creating lyrics without having practice or wrote it down. He just freestyle.
He's a good freestyler.
Right. He's a freestyler. He said, because when I take the stage, I already know what is in me and what I'm going to give to people.
Okay.
Once you settle that, it's like after that, okay, I still was wrestling with it, but then I was getting orders. And I guess the fear was coming in. I'm getting the orders, but okay, Lord, this is what this person is asking. This is what they're asking. Can I do it?
Yes.
Am I good enough to do it? Will I produce it good? And once I started, just saying, you know what? Okay, Holy Spirit, you're going to help me. You're going to help me to do this. This is what they're asking for. And it's like literally as I design and I do things, it's like the Holy Spirit be like, put it there. It looks good. Do it a little bit right there. And when I give it to them, they be like, oh, that's so nice. I really love it. So you got, you settle in you that, hey, you could do this. So now when I get some from a customer, I'd be like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to design it this way. What colors do you like? Do you like this color? Do you like that color? And it basically, whatever they give me, I'd let them know if it can be sublimated or if it can be vinyl or if it can be embroidery. And then I'm like, okay, so then during this time, January, February, March of 2021, I'm saying, okay, I'm building confidence now. I know that I could take something, I can split it up in design space and make you 5 little colors and things. Then, so I was like, oh, okay, we're in another dilemma. Because now I'm an avid YouTuber now. So I'm a moderator in one of the YouTube groups. She has 100,000 subscribers. So I'm watching them produce and do. And then I'm like, okay, now everybody mind you, that I have followed and studied on YouTube had a PE 800. So I was comfortable being able to, anytime somebody gave me something, let me go watch a video and see how they did it. And I said, okay, I could watch a tutorial and learn.
Right.
Well, all of them graduated at one time. And they said, we got multi-needles now. And I'm like, no, I'm finna unsubscribe to you. Because I thought you had a P800, which was on my level. Now you upgraded. And so now we're wrestling with another thing. Okay, I had got all of that stuff. I got a lot of stuff for the business last year before the pandemic. So all of the business stuff I got last year was so cheap. Yeah. Now we're in 2021. It's double the price for stuff. And I was like, okay, Lord, I got all this stuff. And I said, now, I got this P800 and I'm producing. And, I said, okay, Lord, now it's making my neck hurt and stuff. And I want to print bigger. I want to do bigger things. Yeah. And I said, now, I want a multi-needle machine so I can really, really run business, do hats and stuff. Right. And then now the discouragement is kicking in again. Because I'm like, okay, I know I don't have 9,000 to 13,000 that I can put on a multi-needle. Okay. So I'm like, okay, now I feel like I'm behind again because everybody in the industry has multi-needles and they're producing large, adult clothing. Right, like that pink shirt you got on. Yes, they're producing the big stuff. And I'm like, now I'm still with the baby stuff. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I ain't gonna get no customers. Nobody want a grown person shirt with one little piece. Right. They want it big all over their shirt. So I just had to pray and settle some things. And, I prayed, I stayed in faith, and the Lord blessed me with a multi-needle. So I got I ended up getting a multi-needle, and I ended up getting a large heat press because I started last year with like a 13x9. So I ended up getting a large heat press. Okay. So after I settled some things, right, that's what, it's like the door to the customers did not open at all of those other times until I decided that, because every time I got something, I did ask God. I said, okay, God, should I get it? Which one should I get? And I will wait until I get an answer. If I didn't get an answer, I didn't get it. So I was like, okay, he was like, you can do it. You can do it. So I moved at the right time. But it's like, once I got confident in my work and I settled that I can do it, because I started looking at some people's stuff and I'm like, oh, I just did that. And then when I started watching and really following the YouTubers, everything that I had already got in the pandemic, they just getting. Right. They unboxing. They doing unboxing videos. So I'm like, I'm sitting on all this money. On gold. I'm sitting on gold, wrestling with my head. Right. In my confidence. I was like, I got to take the limits off. And I just got to get out there and I got to do it. I got to do it afraid, no
I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's where we at today with Shewanna Design U. It was a process. It was a mental process, but we're here now. And then one thing that I have learned is to perfect your craft, you got to do some homework. You got to spend some time, because sometimes my husband be like, you going to turn that YouTube off now? Or I said, oh, wait a minute. I'm writing one more little note because I got to go back and test this thing. He said, oh, you going to keep that YouTube on all night? I was like, look, I'm still learning. So
Shewanna, oh my God. It's so funny that you say that, because all this week I've been up to like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to figure out how to grow my followers on my podcast, how to get guests and all this, how to, just how to position myself so that I'm a great guest, and I have great guests, right? Right. So I totally get it. I'm like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I am up with the blue screen going, watching those videos. Studying.
Studying. You have to study. That's the scripture that says, study to show yourself approved. You're right. When you study and you do your homework, it shows, because there's a guy that he is just starting out, but he doesn't know a lot of groups. He does not a lot of Facebook group, but a lot of things that he has learned just from me, because I have studied and I'm able to help him and tell him what I've learned. I said, try this product, try this product on this, and you should be able to do this. And it is really, really helping him. He wanted to give up on the t-shirt business, but like I told him, if it's something that you want to do, you have to study for it. Right. That's just like in school. You got to put in that work when it looks like you not doing. Because there were some times I was like, I don't have not one order, and I got all these products and all these samples that I'm putting out here. What is going on? Right. I need the people to see this stuff so they can buy it. Right. And then all of a sudden, it's like, now I got a 20 order here. I got 100 hat order. I got a 5 hat order. Got a 20 shirt order. So it will produce when you're ready. Right. Because maybe I wasn't ready then, because my confidence in my ability to produce quality work wasn't there. Right. I could produce quality work, but my confidence to back it up was not there. Right. So, I couldn't just take all those orders and like, Lord, I'm be up all night seeing if that piece stay on that shirt. Right. They wash that shirt, that vinyl still on that shirt. You see what I'm saying?
I do. I know. I feel you.
The process. So it's just like, it is mental. It's easy to say, I want to start a business. Yes. But how much are you willing to put into it? Because it's going to be some times where it look ugly. It look like, shoot, I need to sell all this stuff and do something, because this stuff is not making me any money. I'm putting out more money than I'm making. You just got to stay the course. I tell everybody, stay the course. Because years ago, I could not have imagined. I was like, my money is tight. Ain't no way I could spend $500 on a sublimation printer, right, or anything. And it's like, unbelievable, because my dad has always been a business owner. My dad and my uncles, he's always had his construction company all my life, and I'm 41.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. So he had been in business all my life. Even before I was born, they said he was in business. But when I got here, he was in business. So he has always been a businessman. Okay. He has always had high clientele. He had trusting clientele that was coming back to him and stuff. And I just be like, why do people want that? No, I'm going to still go to my 9 to 5. Right. I was like, I'm not going to be no business owner. I'm going to a 9 to 5, and that's what I'm going to do. And it's like, now I'm looking like, okay, I'm trying to do early retirement. So I'm not trying to be at that 9 to 5. I know. Because the 9 to 5, like when I get off sometimes, it's like, oh my God, I just need a nap. I'm drained. But I understand that, no, when I get off from that job, I have to put in the work in my business. Yes. And you can't just let the business go on autopilot. No. You got to call the customers back. Like, customers a lot of customers send us messages through Messenger. And when they send me a message saying what their order is, I get my notebook right there and I write it down. And then I have to follow up. Like, when I design in Cricut design space, I send them a screenshot. Hey, this is what your design look like. Is this what you like? If they want modifications, you got to be able to give them modifications. So you have to really, really work in your business. And by it being just like one person, that means I'm the designer, I'm the PR person, I'm the bank accountant, I'm the tax person, I'm all of that. Right. And like, we get sales tax exempt with the state of Alabama. Every month you have to enter that information and make sure you're paying the taxes on that sales tax. Right. See, all of that, it is a hard work. But I just know that down the line, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off, and I'm going to have a set of employees. All of this. So it is hard, because my sister she has done so many businesses. Like, she would start a business and like, hey, no, I'm working on my business. I'm doing my website. So she has always been business minded. So it's like, now my family, they are so excited. They were like, oh, we're so proud of you, because they know. I was like, I'm not built, and I was not made to be a business owner. I said, some people are made to get a job and get a paycheck. I said, that's what I'm made to do, get a paycheck and do what to do. But I realized that wasn't what I was created for. Right. because I had got a prophecy many years ago where the guy said, you have multi-levels of creativity in you. Now you gonna have to do your part though, is to you to tap in. And I was like, they say everybody creative. Everybody got something creative in them. But when you get started, you realize, wow, like sometimes when I do stuff, I'll be like, oh my God, thank you, Holy Spirit. Because when I got the image from somebody, I was like, I can't recreate this. I can't find this. And then it's like all the stuff come together, all the pieces. And the customer be like, I approve. You're like, wow, there is some creativity in me. So the first thing you have to do is just settle within yourself that I can do this. I have confidence. You got to have confidence in yourself, because if you don't have confidence in your brand and what you're doing, no one else will. And
so how do you think you were able to build that confidence up? What do you think what were like some of the tools you used to help build that confidence up in yourself?
I would do, I guess pep talk to myself to say, okay, you see what I'm not saying I would compare myself, but like when I'm on YouTube and I would say, let me go pull out my product that I just made. And I'm watching someone do a tutorial and they literally have messed up on the tutorial. And they said, see, we go through this too. Every time you see the finished product, but you don't see where we have messed up several times.
You don't know my story. You remember
that? Because see, I was the type of business owner where, I would buy blanks. Like you have to have sublimation blanks and embroidery blanks. So I was the type of person, I'm not using none of my blanks to create no samples. I'm not wasting.
I know you
I'm not wasting this white yeah. I'm not wasting this mug. And then I learned, I said, okay, to perfect that, you may have to do 2 or 3 mugs to see to write down the time and temperature that you use to see what happens. So I learned that, it's okay to make a mistake. Because even some of the ones that are producing in large quantities, they make mistakes. Like my job gave us a hat that they embroidered. And, we're doing embroidery hats on a multi-needle. And I looked at the back of, and it's like time I turned the hat in, the Holy Spirit said, you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, yes, Lord, I see you. You're doing the same thing. They just need someone to put their company's logo on there. It looks just like what you've just given the customer. So it's just like you have to just practice, and you have to like, I have a habit of getting a lot of knowledge in my head. Like I'll pack in the YouTube.
You're a hoarder of information.
I'm a hoarder of information, but when it's time to produce, I'm sitting on the production.
I know. No execution, huh?
15 videos with no execution. And I said, the only way you're going to know if you can do it and to see what steps need to be done is if you have to do it. So, now I'm like, okay, I bought this blank, but I bought this blank to test it. Now, I'm going to test this mug. I'm going to test this shirt. So it's just like, you have to execute, because you can have so much knowledge in you for how to do something. But if you never make the attempt to do it, it's almost like you don't know. Because you have not done anything that you studied. So I think it's just a matter of doing. Like I kept doing, even when something like the needle would break on the machine and the thread would nest and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep doing it till I perfect it. And so as I just kept doing things, kept producing blanks, even when no one was buying them, just keep producing, it builds your confidence, because you're like, oh, I've gotten better and better. And now somebody say, hey, I want a mug. Okay, let me know, when do you want it? And what you want on it. Now I know I can produce this mug without any issues, because I've built confidence in doing mugs, because I've messed up about 30 of them. So now I'm ready. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. We got 30 mistakes lined up here to say what not to do. So, and then you have to also get with other business mind people. My coworker, she was my coworker then, but she became my friend. And when you connect with other business people, and they can get, you don't take everything that someone gives you in their business, but you can take tips that they do,
right,
for your business as well. So,
right.
you just, that confidence, Lord, you have to fight for the confidence,
Okay.
because because of social media,
Yes.
because of YouTube, because of Instagram, you can be so zoomed in, like, oh, this person, they put pictures, this is so nice. That is their time, their moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep your eyes on someone else. You have to keep your eyes on you. And when I stopped looking at how far I should have been,
Mm-hmm.
and just started saying, okay, well, now it's my time. I'm
Right.
creating now. Just don't focus on someone else. Just keep your eyes focused on what you're doing, because what they're producing is for their moment.
Right.
You got to stay within your moment. So that's another thing that, I use to help me build confidence, because social media, you see so many people, so many business owners, they have 150 Instagram pictures. They're so pretty. Their stage so pretty. And you like, okay, this is what I have to do to get 100 likes,
right.
1,000 likes. Oh my God. And you can't look at that. You just have to, if you got 3 likes, you just keep moving at your own pace, and eventually it'll get bigger, and it'll get bigger, and it'll get bigger.
Exactly. That's called the organic growth.
I don't even know. Right.
Organic. And you want it to be not just organic, but you want it to be people who are buying. I don't just want you liking my stuff. I need you to buy my stuff.
I need you to be buying, and you leaving a review saying what your experience was. Because I think I focus a little bit too much on just being so unique that you miss it. You just like, oh, I don't want to be like nobody else. So, I want to do this like this. Yes, that is all good, but just focus on creating what you're doing for your business, not trying to be so different from everybody to where you just like, oh, I ain't gonna create that because, Sarah did it. But I always say, when you go in Sally's, how many different nail polishes are in Sally's? They're all different brands of nail polishes in Sally's.
Right there together, right?
They're right there together. And you may go pick 50
reds, like these lipsticks, 50 red lipsticks.
50 reds. Right. And I don't think that their focus so much is on their competitor. They're just putting out the quality of product that they're putting out,
No, I went to a nail shop once, and I said something to the guy. I said, oh, they're building a new nail shop across the street. He says, I like that. I like competition. I need them to be over there. So he was like, I like it when all the corners have a nail shop. He said, it brings more customers to this corner. They can choose where they want to go. And I was like, never thought of that. And I'm like, you're right. Because what you got? Whataburger, McDonald's, Burger King, all of them right there together, right?
Right there together. They be on the same block. Because the thing of it is if Burger King book, you got McDonald's that you can go to. But if I'm not there, if I'm not in the mix, nobody can come to me because I'm not in the mix.
Yes, that's a very good analogy. You're right. Wow, I'm so proud of you, Shewanna. I was looking at your Instagram page. I'm like, oh, look at Shewanna. Girl, because you remember you used to ask me to do shirts. So this is what
Yes, I said yes.
So this is what I had to do. I had to decide within myself. It's like, no, I'm a podcaster. I want to do podcasting. I don't want to do those other things. So I have started farming out. Like I told you, I want you to do me some mugs. I need some mugs. I'm so serious. I want some mugs.
Right.
So
okay.
I'm farming out stuff like that because I don't have the time. I can't divide my time up. I don't have the time to sit there and learn how to do that.
Right.
I don't want to invest in a machine to do that and all that kind of stuff. I'm investing in microphones and cameras and all that kind of stuff. That's where my money, so you are right. You have to decide. And I tell you, since I have decided, like you said, it has been so freeing to decide. And even my husband was like, when I got this shirt embroidered, he said, you're not going to do it yourself? Because I got a PE 800, right? He was like, you're not going to do it yourself? I was like, no, I don't have time to do that.
No,
I don't
have
time.
Pay someone to do that.
I'm like,
I'm going to and get that stabilizer. You don't have time for that.
Right. By the time I finish doing all that, it's cheaper for me to just let somebody else do that than I go and buy all that stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not.
The thread and the stabilizer.
Yes.
Somebody to do that.
I know. So guys, this is one of the things outsource what you need to outsource.
When I tell you, because digitizing, that digitizing for that embroidery, I'm not getting into that. I don't have time to sit and learn how to digitize and get the number of stitches correct. That we outsource that. We outsource like different little things. Like a lot of people say they make their own cards and labels. No, I go to a website because I don't have time for that.
Right.
I am still creating. I'm creating mugs. I'm creating shirts. I'm creating things. I don't have time to do a whole bunch of computer work where I'm making stuff from scratch. Right. I just go, I'm going to outsource it. Right. We outsource a lot.
I know, right? So that helps. That's one thing I want my listeners to know is like, if you need to outsource. Don't try to be everything. Don't try to do everything. Just like Shewanna just said, she is the accountant, the PR person, the marketing person, the creator, and all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that you focus your time in where it's needed to be focused in, right?
That's right. Because you'll see a lot of times, sometimes we get so caught up in this business and create orders, you don't have enough downtime to create new things.
Yes.
Because if you steadily book, you don't even have time to try a new design because you're working on all the orders that you have. And I like to have some downtime so I can create. Like if I see a new design, I need some time so I can be able to create to see how it's going to come out. Like I have a lot of samples for embroidery stitches. I need time to create them to see how they're going to come out. So if this is an image that I can present to a customer, but if I'm booked up, I can't even get to the extra images, the new images out there. So you gotta, I'm learning. I'm not doing everything. Like sometimes I watch YouTubers and she was like, I can create this too. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just looking at that because you have only so much. I work a full-time job, as well. So I cannot do more than what the 24 hours allows.
Still got to sleep and rest,
You got to still clean because you still got a house and stuff to clean too. Right. So, hey, you got to, I'm weeding out, and I think I probably got it weeded out. A lot of things that I'm not going to do. There's just some things like that goes along with the t-shirt embroidery industry that I'm just not going to get into, Right. It's just like, no, it's just a no. I'm not getting into it. So.
And that is your prerogative. You can do that. Somebody else will do it. It's all right. I'll send you to the other person.
I'll send I'll outsource it to you. Yes.
I do want my mugs though. So don't stop doing that till I get my mugs.
I'm not stopping doing that, but that's my first love.
Okay.
That was my first niche, was the cups and mugs. Yes.
Yes, I love a good mug. So, okay, this has been great. This has been awesome. For some of the ladies that might be listening, or men too, it could be some men, what would be like one piece of advice you would give them if they're like nervous, they're starting the second phase of their life, they're having to pivot and turn? What would be like one piece of advice you would give them to that could potentially help them or prevent them from stopping or not doing it?
Okay, so the one piece of advice that I would give anybody is to do it afraid. Because fear will snatch it from you. Mm-hmm. Fear will bound you up. So even if you are afraid to step out, do it.
Right.
Do it. That's how you will overcome the fear, is to do it. Because I had some fears. I was like, I put this out here. Folks gonna be like, what is this foolishness she putting out here? This stuff. And then I learned, people gonna talk about you if you didn't do it, because they were like, okay, well, why she ain't creating? The whole family is business owner. What's wrong with her?
Right.
Get out there. She just trying to take this business to the next level. So you weed out all the do it afraid. Even if you are afraid. There have been times that I made a move in this business and I was like, Lord, I sure hope that this was the right thing. But when you do it afraid, with God's help, you can do it. But you can't. Everybody is going to feel fear. Fear is something that's inevitable for you to feel. But what I've learned is you don't have to react on it.
Right.
Just because you are afraid and you feel the fear, because you're human.
Right.
You don't have to respond to the fear. Do it afraid.
Right.
That is my goal. There has been some times I have been so scared to do something, I would be like, I got a sale. oh, my heart beating fast. I'm like, okay, they want me to produce this, and it may not come out. Now I'm like, okay. They were like, I need you to make this. Okay, come on, bring it on. Because I have confidence, but you got to push past the fear. Because I'll be like, oh, Lord, somebody sending me an inbox. Every time I used to look at my inbox, I'm like, oh, somebody asking for it. You know, I'm scared because like, oh, I got to put it in design space and try to make it do something. I was like, oh, somebody sending me an order. Now you send me an order. Okay, when would you like it? You know, you got to just do it afraid. I have been scared to just step out and just do some, just scared to even spend the money. Cause I know how people always say sometime in business, you have bad investment, but I'm like, shoot, I'm wasting money on a pair of shoes that I wear one time and they hurt my feet. And then
yes, like them Louboutins. I heard those are the most uncomfortable shoes.
They said that $900 pair of shoe is just good looking. That's
right.
So, you know, it's plenty of people don't waste that $900. Right. I would just tell anybody, even it's okay to feel the fear, but you cannot give into it. You just have to do it afraid, no matter how fearful it may seem to even step out there. You know, you may not see no customers. You may not see how that you could possibly make money. You got to do it afraid. And when you break that power over the fear, you can step out there. You got confidence now.
Right.
But you got to do it afraid, because I was afraid sometimes. And I was like, oh, Lord, I got to get past this fear. Every time I get a messenger, a customer, I'm like, oh, Lord, Jesus, what do they want?
What do they want? Right.
You know, you like, oh, Lord, I hope it's something that I can do. You know, I don't know. You know, you don't know what it's going to be when you open up. I hope it's something that I can do. But if you do it afraid, now, I don't care what it is, bring it on.
Okay.
Bring it on, you know, so do it afraid.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So how can the people get in touch with you?
Okay, so they can reach me by phone or text at 205-518-2355. They can also reach me on my Facebook page through Messenger. It is Shamburger Brown. And they can also reach me on Instagram at Shewanna Design U. Okay. So if Shewanna Design U on Instagram, it's Shewanna Shamburger Brown on Facebook. Okay. And my phone number is area code 205-518-2355.
Awesome.
Those are the ways that they can reach me.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you reach Shewanna Design U. I want y'all to make sure you check her page out, check out her stuff. She got some cute stuff. I'm looking at this Believe. I see she's doing puff. You're doing the puff stuff. Yes, I'm like, oh, look at her. She done got into the puff. So she's doing some good. You got that shirt with the lips, the dripping lips. I see that too, you know.
That's the customer favorite, right?
So y'all make sure y'all reach out on her Instagram page, Shewanna Brown. You can see a lot of her designs on there. She got some baby blankets and the Minky blankets, right?
Minky
that she made 2-sided Minky blankets. She can do left chest logos, and I'm loving this Ricoma machine you got out here. Plenty of cups and coasters. So y'all go out there, check it out. Shewanna Design U. I like that name too. That was real good. That was nice and catchy. I said, oh, how cute. But y'all, I thank everybody for listening and everybody for tuning in for another week with Take Two with Tonia. So y'all take care. Be sweet. Love on your family. Love on your friends. Tomorrow's not promised. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Thanks. Bye. Bye-bye, Shewanna. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Well, that's it for today's episode of Take Two with Tonia. Thank you for joining us. Please be sure to like, share, and comment on whatever platform you happen to be listening to. Remember, if you share, tag me at Take Two with Tonia. I would love to see who all is out there listening. Lastly, remember, you create your own reality and you are 100% responsible for your life. Till next week, I love you all, and this is Tonia with Take Two with Tonia.